Let's talk about decision making. There's a mental move that you can take right now that has the power to change every single part of your life. And I'm not talking gradually or slowly, but boom, instantly. Now, it's not going to change your results right away because that's governed by natural laws. But the shift within you, that happens in a moment. And we call that mental move decision. But here's the hard truth: most people do not know how to make decisions, not real ones. Not the kind that create quantum leaps. Not the kind that rewire your subconscious mind and causes your reality to adjust. Now, why is that? It's because from the time when we were kids, we were never taught to decide for ourselves. What we was really taught to do was to obey, to ask for permission, to check in, to do what's safe and what's acceptable. Let me tell you a story, right? When I was a kid, my dad would never allow me to get the haircut that I wanted. It always had to be the way that my dad wanted my hair to be. And my dad, God bless him, he was just doing the best that he could do with the awareness that he had. But every time that I went to get my haircut, it had to be his decision and not mine. And what this does, especially when it happens over and over again, it conditions you to think that your preferences, your voice, your own authority, it doesn't matter. So when I turned 18 and I stepped into this world on my own, ready to make something of myself, I didn't have a clue how to make decisions. So I was trained to default, trained to hesitate, trained to hand over my power. And the sad truth is, 97% of people are the same. They come into adulthood and they're not making decisions based off desire. They're making decisions based on approval, fear, and circumstance. But I'll tell you something that Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich that changed absolutely everything for me. The biggest chapter in Think and Grow Rich is on decision making. And Napoleon said successful people, they make decisions very fast and they change them slow if they change them at all. And he said unsuccessful people make decisions slowly and they change them quickly and often. Now, I really want you to let that land. This one concept is why most people stay stuck for their whole life, and especially entrepreneurs who know that they're capable of more, but they keep sabotaging their own growth. Now, it's not because they lack strategy or they're lazy. It's because their paradigm, their subconscious programming, is what's really running the show. And at the core of every paradigm is indecision. And my mentor, Bob Proctor, used to say this all of the time. And I saw it firsthand, not just in my own life, but in my clients' lives as well. Bob said that indecision causes disintegration. Now, what does Bob mean? He means when you sit in that middle place, should I or shouldn't I? What if it doesn't work? Or maybe I'll do it later. What you're doing is you're splitting your energy. You're sending mixed signals to the universe. And worse, you're breaking your trust with yourself. I'm telling you, the more you delay decisions, the more that self-doubt's going to creep in. The more you're going to overthink. The more you're going to procrastinate. The more you're going to play it small. And essentially, your whole life just becomes stuck in neutral. And here's the truth that no one really wants to tell you. The only prerequisite to making a decision is, do I want to? That's it. Not do you have the money? Not do you have the time? Not do you know how it's all going to unfold? All of that, like every excuse that comes after the desire, is the circumstance. And the moment that you let your circumstances dictate the decisions that you make, you've given up your power and you're no longer the creator now. You're a prisoner of your environment. And Napoleon said it best. He said, circumstances, I make them. And that's what most people are doing. They're waiting for clarity before they decide. But let's really think about that. That's backwards. Clarity comes after the decision. Resources, they show up after the decision. Support, ideas, opportunity, money, they all come after the decision. Now look back in history. When JFK announced that we're going to go to the moon, he didn't ask if it was possible. He didn't check the bank account or ask other people for their opinions. What did JFK say? He said, we choose to go to the moon. In other words, he said, we have decided that we are going to go to the moon. No one knew how to get to the moon. It was the decision that unlocked the how. And once the decision's made, the resources always show themselves. The ideas flow. The how reveals itself. And that is the truth about manifestation. The decision aligns you with the frequency of the good that you desire. So until you decide, then the universe can't organize anything around you because you're not clear. you're double-minded and you're still negotiating with your fears. Every single quantum leap in my life came after I made an irrevocable, committed decision. Every single one. Not a maybe, not a let's try this out, a real spiritual, internal, yes, I am doing this. I made a decision to invest in mentorship before I had the money. And when I got my first mentorship, I was broke. I made a decision to make 5 figures every single month before I even had any clients. I made a decision to live in alignment with my purpose when it felt risky, uncertain, and completely out of my comfort zone. And guess what? Every single time, the people, the resources, and the opportunities showed up. Every single time. Now, this doesn't just happen for me. It happens for my clients and it will happen for you because that is the law. When your mind is in order, I promise you, your results must follow. When your subconscious mind is aligned, your whole world changes. But it's going to start with you deciding what it is that you want. And this is another killer of dreams, seeking validation. You decide that you want to launch a new business, you want to change your career, you want to invest in yourself, and then you go and ask your mum or your partner or your friend. And guess what? Your desire gets watered down by their paradigm. And Maslow has an amazing quote. He said, self-actualized people are governed by their own values, not the opinions of others. So if you really want to live a life that's yours, you've got to make your own decisions. You don't need permission. You don't need everyone to understand. What you really need to do is trust your own vision. I'm telling you, every high performer, they make decisions in advance. That means that they've already decided how they show up. They've already decided how they handle challenges. And they've already decided what standard that they're available for. So when life starts throwing curveballs, which it will, they don't need to overthink because the decision is already made. And I'm telling you, this is how you become unshakable. And if you're listening to this right now, there's a high chance that you're ready for more. You've been playing it small. You've been circling at that same level for months. And you know there's more available to you, but you've been stuck in indecision. So let me ask you this. Do you want to shift your income to make consistent 10K plus months? Do you want time freedom, alignment, and prosperity without burning out? Do you want to reprogram your subconscious mind and stop sabotaging your success? Then decide. Decide that it's yours right now. Decide that your past does not define your future. And decide that your vision, your goal is non-negotiable. If this message resonated with you and you're really ready to make a decision that will change your entire life, I want to invite you to a private one-to-one call with me. And I will show you exactly what's blocking you right now. And I'll show you exactly how your subconscious mind is holding you at your current level. And I'll also show you how to rewire your paradigm so you can start seeing results fast. I mean, I've been trained by the best teacher in the world on human potential and success, Bob Proctor. And within 14 months, I've managed to become top 1% of Bob Proctor's consultants globally. Believe me, I know what I'm doing. And I'm telling you, you don't need to figure it all out first. All you've got to do is make a decision. Go to the link in the description and book a one-to-one call with me before the spots go. Your future self is really waiting for you to make that one powerful move. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe.